Hey everyone, are you tired of index textbooks, sleepless nights, and that feeling of being overwhelmed? Don't worry, you are not alone. In this video, I am going to share my quick and effective study tips that help me survive medical school and ACE exams. Let's make studying easier and even enjoyable. Let's get started. First up is active recall. Instead of just reading and highlighting your notes, test yourself regularly. For example, after studying a topic like etiology of chronic kidney disease, close your book and try explaining it out loud or writing it down from memory. This forces your brain to retrieve information, strengthening those neural pathways. For example, when I was studying surgery, I would create flashcards with questions like what is the severity score of acute pancreatitis. Then I would quiz myself during my tea breaks. It worked wonders. Point number 2 is spaced repetition. The human brain naturally tends to forget information, but with consistent effort, we can train it to retain knowledge more effectively. This involves revisiting topics at increasing intervals over time, a method scientifically proven to enhance long-term memory retention. For example, you can create compact notes, flashcards, flowcharts, or diagrams and schedule revisions within 3 days, a week, and a month to help transfer the information into your long-term memory. Additionally, you can use apps like Anki, which allows you to create digital flashcards and provides reminders for optimal revision intervals. Next, focus on high-yield topics. Not all topics carry equal weight in exams, so prioritize what's most important. For example, you may look at the past questions of the topics and most of the questions are repeated. On saying so, I don't mean to say that you just practice past questions. After finishing this up, you need to go through other stuffs as well. Let's say for example, when I prepare for my pharmacology exam, I spend more time mastering drug classification and mechanisms rather than memorizing every single rare side effects. Have you heard of the Pomodoro technique? It's a game changer. You study for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. After 4 cycles, take a longer break. This keeps you focused and prevents burnout. If you have a habit of doing deep focused work for hours, you may continue to do the same. For example, I would use my Pomodoro breaks to do something relaxing, like a quick walk or having a talk with family. It really helps recharge. But make sure you won't use mobile phone and end up scrolling social media for hours. Memorizing complex topics? Mnemonics and visuals are your best friends. But let me tell you, don't make unnecessary mnemonics that further stress you out. Rather, try to study the topics more visually as possible. For example, if I am studying trisomy 21, that is Down syndrome, I would imagine a child with low IQ who is sitting in front of me and he has typical facial features, brachycephalic skull with peculiar features in palm, foot, and has got congenital heart defects. I can use this imaginary picture or the picture that I can relate with some familiar person and recall all the clinical features later on. Finally, if you want to master a topic, teach this to someone else. Explaining complex concepts forces you to simplify and truly understand them. For example, I would explain tough topics to my friends or even an imaginary audience. It's surprisingly effective. Next, let's talk about focus. Staying focused in medical school can be tough, but one technique that works wonders is the 2-minute rule. If a task feels overwhelming, just commit to starting it for 2 minutes. Most of the time, you will find it easier to keep going once you start. For example, I would often struggle to start reading lengthy chapters, so I would tell myself, just read the first page. This small step made the rest of the chapter feel less intimidating. Let's not forget health. A healthy mind and body are essential for effective studying. Make sure you are getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, eating nutritious meals, and staying hydrated. Physical activity also boosts brain function. Example, during exam preparation, I would keep nuts or fruits on my desk instead of junk food. It kept me energized and focused for longer periods. I quitted junk foods and those foods with added sugars, and it is keeping me more energized and active. Finally, let's talk about self-belief. Medical school can be overwhelming, and self-doubt is common. Remind yourself why you started this journey and focus on your progress, not just your struggles. For example, when I felt like giving up, I would think of my parents working hard for me or write a journal. It reminded me that every doctor has faced this phase. Rather than being motivated, being self-disciplined really works. Remember, the journey to become a doctor isn't easy, but it's worth it. Believe in yourself, stay healthy, and keep pushing forward. These tips have been really helpful in my medical journey, and I hope they help you too. Which tip was your favorite? Or do you have a study hack of your own? Let me know in the comment section below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Happy studying, future doctors. Thank you.